Hi friends, it's Dyra. Welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I will be sprucing up my client's color. Well, I shouldn't say sprucing up because it's actually a different color. So during the consultation, she showed me pictures and together we came up with the idea of making her color a multi-dimensional color. So what I will be doing is lightening some of her hair, and then I will be darkening some of her hair, and then what is left I will actually refresh so that it can look better. So to start, I sectioned her hair into the different quadrants that I needed in order to place the color where I wanted it. And I started with taking partings in the back. I took small partings and I did back combed it, well, I teased it in order to make sure that when I combed it out, the color would blend seamlessly. I took small sections, and the reason that I did that is so that I can make sure that it is saturated. You want to make sure that the lightener or the color gets on every single strand, and with textured hair, it's not only about applying a lot of product, it's about making sure that the product actually gets on the hair. When the hair is curly, it likes to curl up and it will actually come out of the product. So you want to make sure that it's brushed on really well so that you can make sure that it's going to work. So I just keep going up the back of her hair, and I am alternating between color and with lightener. I will put the formulas down below, but I want you guys to know that these formulas are what worked for my client and for the condition that her hair is in. So you just want to make sure that the formulations that you use will work for your client. So now that I'm at the front of her head, I wanted to make sure that I took smaller slices just so that I can have a greater amount of lightness in the front. So I did more hair. I took more hair out to lighten in the front, and I did a couple of rows of lightener before I decided to add some darkness back in there. And this will help give her a little bit more depth in the front as well. When I got to the side, I decided to mimic the front. So I did take smaller sections and partings as well on the side, just so that it can blend in well with the top part of her hair. After I applied all the foils, which took me about 45 minutes to do, I did go in and applied a toner to refresh the hair that I left out, just so that it could look a little bit more vibrant, because it had faded from the previous time it was colored. So I just went through all the pieces and applied the toner, and then I allowed it to sit for 20 minutes, and then I checked the foils, and they were pretty much done because I took thin sections, so they didn't really need to process that much. So I was able to shampoo and condition and apply. Well, I applied a protein first, and then after her toner, which you will see me doing now, I'm actually applying a base toner, and I'm doing that because she wants the color to look grown in a little bit. She doesn't want to have to worry about getting her root touched up as soon as it comes in. So she just wanted that to seamlessly blend in, so she wouldn't have to worry about it. So I am going in with the darker color that I actually toned her down to. And the darker color that I used in the foils, kind of use that at the top just to blend it in. It is not an exact match of her natural color, but it does gradually tone down, especially the lighter pieces, so that it can blend in a little better. If I'm making sense, I hope you guys understand that. If not, leave a comment down below and I'll explain it a little better. So once I did this at the shampoo bowl, I did tone her blonde pieces just to get rid of some of the brassiness, and then I gave her a deep conditioning treatment. Earlier I gave her a protein one, and then after the toner I gave her a deep conditioning just to make sure that her hair is back to where it needs to be. So that it can be healthy. That's the number one thing for me, is to make sure that my client's hair remains healthy. And you guys have seen me blow dry hair 1,000 times, so I'm gonna blow dry it, straighten it, and then I'm going to trim it. I knew from the very beginning that we would have to trim it. Normally, if I know beforehand that I'm going to be cutting off a lot, I do take some of it off prior to coloring, but I knew that I didn't need to take a whole lot off. She really just needed a trim. So I just went ahead and waited until the end to trim her hair. As you can see, the towel she had on her neck fell on the floor, so I stopped to get her a new one. So you guys don't kill me in the comments. I am taking care of my client. I am using the blow dryer in low heat because I want to make sure that I don't apply a lot of heat after after coloring her hair. I've had people make comments about that before in my past videos, and I just want to mention that I do use a low heat after coloring, and as far as the flat iron goes, I use 370 degrees because I didn't really need that much to straighten her hair, especially when you take your time with the blow drying. Plus, I knew I wanted to use my ceramic iron to put some curls in her hair, so I didn't need to go super straight the first time because I knew I would be giving it one more pass to style it. When you have color in your hair, you want to make sure that you use the proper products to take care of your hair. You need to be able to keep it moisturized at all times. You want to make sure that you use the proper shampoo and conditioner that would, one, keep the color vibrant, and two, most importantly, keep it moisturized. When having curly hair, it is harder to keep it moisturized. As you guys may already know, if you have curly hair, our natural oils from our scalp is not able to get to the very ends of our hair, so a lot of times they are dry. And when you do a color service to your hair, you're essentially drying it out a little bit more. So if you're not a person who's already on top of keeping your hair moisturized, then color may not be the right thing for you, because you really need to be on top of keeping your hair moisturized so that your hair doesn't get dry and brittle and break off. And a lot of the times that's the problem that a lot of people have, and they say, oh, I can't get color because it breaks my hair off. While that may be true for some people, a lot of times the case really is that they just don't know how to keep their hair moisturized and make sure that their hair stays healthy by taking care of it the proper way. So that is something to think about if you want to get color. It really is high maintenance. So you have to ask yourself, do you really want to have to always put in the extra work to make sure that you're properly caring for your hair? So, all right guys, as you can see, I am finishing up with her curls, just putting in some loose curls because she does wrap her hair. So putting in these loose curls will allow it to have body when she wraps it and lets it back down. Alright guys, so now that we are done, this is her before color and this is her new color. As you can see, it's very dimensional. It has different colors going through it, which all complement one another. Her hair looks so much healthier now that we got rid of her split ends. And so yeah, so now she has a new look to play with. Guys, as always, please make sure to leave any questions or comments down below. I'm not very good with realizing that there's some information that I should tell you guys, but if you ask me down in the comment section, I always respond. So if there's something that I ever leave out, please don't be shy about asking me. And if you are not already subscribed, please consider subscribing. Make sure to like the video so that YouTube shows other people. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one.